Greetings, hello, welcome on in, guys. Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad to have you. And I want to talk about today story mode for raiding, right? Because that actually, not only did we have all those things come out yesterday, Mythic Plus and, the Mythic Raid, but we also had story mode come out for the raid. Now, what is story mode? Story mode is basically the last boss, the Queen, and it's going to be, think of LFR, but totally lobotomized even more than LFR, right? So basically, as you know, the story of World of Warcraft is told through the main quest line and the side quests, and then it concludes in the raid. And it's been doing that for years. I mean, it's been a long time since they've done that. And I guess Blizzard has determined that a lot of players weren't experiencing the ending part of the raid because of just the difficulty of getting into raids. Now I can see normals, because you need a dedicated group, you can go through the group finder, but it's sometimes hard coordinating that, especially as a DPS, as well as heroic and stuff like that. But they also have looking for raid. Now looking for raid is just like dungeon finder, you can just queue up and go right in, but it seems like people weren't using it because now obviously Blizzard put this story mode in. And it really begs the question of why did it take Blizzard this long to add a story mode into the game? Is there some data associating that not many people are even doing LFR and a lot of people are just watching YouTube videos to watch the end cinematic? I mean, the only reason I watched the end cinematic on YouTube for me was because I missed the first night of raiding and they killed Queen and I would have seen it that night, but I was on vacation, right? So that's the only reason I watched it. But normally I would just watch it in game, right, with everyone. But they added story mode in. Basically, you go in, it's a solo experience. I believe you can also have a couple more other people in there, and you just go and kill Queen. The mechanics are very, 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 very limited, and it's basically a guaranteed kill. Obviously, you get 0 loot from this. It's just for story. You get the RP, and it's just for Queen. It's not for all the other raid. And plus 2, think about it, though. Looking for raid, it takes a long time to kill these monsters. You know, some people, guys, they don't have even an hour to play a day of World of Warcraft. So how are they going to do LFR, especially as a DPS? The queue itself is like 30 plus minutes, depending on the time of day for DPS. So this can indicate one of many reasons. Like one, they just wanted to include story mode because again, the main storyline is just associated with, the raid is associated with the main story these days. Or 2, LFR wasn't really doing it for people. They weren't really bringing people in. And honestly, I have a lot of problems with LFR, not because it exists, just because it really doesn't teach mechanics. It's so lobotomized that it doesn't require you to pay attention. Like normal, it's easy. Normal is easy, I would say. But, it requires you to be locked in with headspace. LFR, I could be, in a meeting or, watching a video, not really paying attention. It's really, they really need to up the ante for LFR because it doesn't really teach people. But that's another video, honestly. But you also have another thing too. It's like, well, people might not have time to do it. Again, the queues are 30 minutes for DPS. Some people are super casual with this game, which is totally fine. The casual fan base make up a lot of this fan base, but they don't have enough time, so they can just go in the story mode, boom, throw in, get the quest line. It's really just meant to go once and done. That's it. I mean, I'm glad they added this feature. Now, obviously, in the future, what do I hope they do? I hope they bring it back for every end boss. It would be cool if they have every boss as story mode, like separately queued, just to experience the bosses. Not to learn the mechanics. Again, very, very lobotomized, even compared to LFR. I would like to just, there's some mini stories to be told there, right? That's kind of, every boss is kind of leading up to the Queen boss, right, in Palace. So it kind of makes sense of all the lieutenants and all the things, and it really tells the story. So some of those is missed. So I think maybe this is a test, and hopefully at least we get to keep the main boss being story mode, but eventually they branch out just so everyone can experience the story, because not everyone has time for LFR, especially normal, heroic, mythic, right? So I think this is a really good idea. What do you guys think why they added story mode? 1, because it's needed. 2, there's a systematic problem with LFR, or it's just a nice addition. But guys, what do you guys think? Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.